Bye comes at a pretty good time, just with a couple of injuries, but also after a tough month or so of footy.
Yeah, we've had a pretty tough draw, especially the last 4 or 5 weeks, where I think we've played 4 of our last 6 games interstate. Last weekend of the bye, so yeah, our boys no doubt are looking for the bye. We finished off last week pretty well against the Saints. I thought our players put up a great show and fought the game out really well and played a good brand of football. So yeah, I think we're heading into the bye pretty encouraged by where we're at, and we'll have 4 days off, give all the players and staff some time away and more a mental break than anything, and attack the last 9 games of the home and away season with a fair deal of confidence, I would have thought.
With a couple of injuries we do have, if we start with Zork, so minor hamstring strain?
Yeah, so he obviously left the ground halfway through the third quarter. Got scanned on Monday. He's just got a very minor strain in his hammy, so because we've got the bye in Melbourne in 10 days, whatever it is, there's a chance that he should be right for that. He has to get through training and a test, but hopefully he'll be right for that game. If not, it'll just be the 1 week. So a good result out of what looked a bit rough at the start, yeah.
With a player with like Zorks, do you give him right up until the last moment, or do you try and not risk him with finals ahead?
Look, if there's any risk, we won't risk him at all. And our main session will be next Tuesday, so we'll have a fair idea on Tuesday whether he's going to be right or not. If he's making progress and got full strength in it, then we'll probably give him right up to game day. If not, and it doesn't look like on Tuesday that he'd be right, we'll probably rule him out. But until next Tuesday, we won't exactly know where he stands.
And Darcy Gardner's the other one. What's the latest on him?
Yeah, so Diz unfortunately went for an aerial ball in the third quarter, late in the third quarter, and landed quite awkwardly on his back. Initial signs were that he was all okay, etc. But after the game, he felt a bit crook, so we took him off to hospital, and unfortunately just got some fluid on his lungs, so he had to get some fluid drained out of his lungs on Sunday. He's in hospital at the minute, but he'll come out of hospital early this afternoon, and he'll probably miss 4 to 5 weeks at this stage with just a bit of a rib fracture.
Ahead after the bye, so I guess with the bye, how do players spend it, or what do is there any encouragement to them on how they should use the bye?
Yeah, look, obviously the 4 days, as I said earlier, is a bit of a mental break for them, so we don't put many restrictions on what they can do and where they can go. Some of our players will head home to Melbourne or Perth or Adelaide if they're from those states. Some will just stay up here and potentially head up or down the coast for a couple of days. The players internally speak themselves about what their requirements are during the break, and we've got great trust and faith in our playing group that they'll go away and use it in the right manner and come back refreshed mentally and a little bit physically on Sunday for our first training session. So yeah, they'll be here, there and everywhere over the next 4 or 5 days.
It's been mentioned that Cairns AFL have sort of put their hands up to host some Lions games there in the future when we're looking for a home venue during the developments for the Olympics. What's the take on that? Oh, look, I read that, and that's great. We'd love to play some of our games in regional Queensland. That's what we love to do, share the love amongst the community of Queensland, and if they put their hand up, I'm sure as a footy club we'll talk about that as being an option for some of our home games. And as I said, we've built a great brand at this football club over the last few years and amongst the community and our culture, so if those options are open to us, no doubt we'll look at them and hopefully get a few games in regional Queensland during that period. And after the bye, head down to Melbourne to take on the Demons. Obviously a couple of losses in a row for them, but how do you treat that game?
It's a big game, obviously 1v2. We haven't played at the MCG since round 1 2020. That was in from a stay. We're about halfway through the third quarter. We got told that the season was put on hold, so it'd be a great one just to get down to the G and play a game there. But more importantly, playing against good sides, and we always say here, you've got to beat the best to be the best. So they've had a couple of ordinary weeks from their standards, so no doubt they'll use the break as an opportunity to regroup. They get Stephen May back and a couple of others, so it'll be a big contest for us, one that we're looking forward to, one that we're grateful to get back to Melbourne for our Melbourne fans to come and support us. So just another great opportunity for us to play at the MCG and play against a good side.